Strap into your seats and get ready. It's time for the Mortarpod.
Hey guys, Alex Stevenson, Jake Face here. Welcome to this week's episode of the Mortarpod. I'm going to do some plugs off the top here. Follow us on Twitter at SeemsGoodMagic. You can email me, mortarpod@seemsgoodmagic.com, if you have any comments or have any suggestions for our Weird Harvest segment. Yeah, just email me, mortarpod@seemsgoodmagic.com. And then I've been live streaming a lot this week. Because Thanksgiving I had the week off of work, so I was trying to stream as often as possible. So thanks to everybody that came out for those. But ordinarily my stream times are Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Time. So yeah, check out those, and I highlight them all so you can see. You don't have to wait through too much of the downtime in between rounds, but there's still like a little bit. And it's usually me like browsing Reddit, which. But I do talk to guys. If you stop out and you want to say something, I always appreciate it, and I'm willing to talk. So feel free to do that. Okay, this week we're going to start out with Metagame Breakdown. Hope you enjoy this.
Metagame Breakdown.
Wonderful.
Yeah, really like the 80s Screaming Hawk.
Gotta give credit to Ryan Helen, original show host, for making those sweet bumpers. Although I made the Weird Harvest one.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll finally take credit for it.
That one's very funny. I like that one a lot.
Proud of myself. Okay, so actually neither of us played our local stores F&M. Jake was working it, and I just did not go this week. But I did manage to record a couple now. One stream of me playing Standard, and one that I just put up on YouTube a couple days ago. So yeah, I built the list online. I got a chance to play it in a couple 5-3, 2-2 draft events. Do you know dailies are down?
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Are they shifting now?
No, well,
Yeah.
I think there were some serious issues. I mean, we should probably, I guess, know about this stuff, like the exact reason why, but they're working on it now. I saw something, Patrick Chapin had written something on like Facebook about it, I think.
Oh,
But,
that was like the thing that caused the crash or whatever? They're working on that still?
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Oh,
something
wow.
where a lot of people were, yeah, do you know something about that?
Well, I knew that like one of the pros in particular got screwed out of something because of that. Foul play on Magic Online. Maybe it's that.
I see.
Oh no, wait. Oh wait.
No,
That's not it.
this looks like
They're
something
just
else.
explaining
That's
something
kind of funny. That's like a Thanksgiving
Yeah.
special event thing. But yeah, they must have something on here about
Magic Online update.
maybe.
Oh, down to the left there.
So yeah, restoring some of the functionality to Magic Online events. A couple weeks ago, we turned off all daily events and premier events and canceled mocks and PTQ related activity on Magic Online. Our first actions after the major issues in early November were taking all the steps to make sure the system, in particular the software, backend, and our hardware cluster, was actually okay and functioning as intended. Right now, we feel comfortable that if things proceed over the next couple of weeks without further incident and the system continues to be stable, we expect to bring daily events and premier events back after the regularly scheduled weekly downtime on December 11th. Okay, so it is coming back. In the meantime, you're going to have to just endure my 5-3-2-2s. But so far, I've won 2 of them, and then I lost in the first round of one of them. So the deck's been performing well online, and I've gotten a chance to play against some, real heavy hitters in Standard, like Mono Black Devotion, Mono Blue Devotion, which if we look at the Star City results from the Grand Prix in Albuquerque, Mono Black and Mono Blue Devotion took the top, or 7 of the 8 top 8 slots, which is pretty impressive and pretty big names here, of course, in the top 8. Owen Turtenwald, Todd Anderson, Sam Black, Paul Rietzel. Definitely recognize all those immediately. So, you know, a lot of these guys are, I'm sure, playtesting with each other, and so they get a chance to see a lot of how these different lists function. It is kind of funny that Owen went for the mono black and Sam went for the mono blue. So I guess I'm just more interested in the fact that there's this whole mono thing going on, because Devotion is actually that good.
Yeah, you're turning on, well, in blue, it's turning on Thassa or getting more for your Master of Waves. And I suppose in black, it's just the Gray Merchant, really. That's your Devotion.
Yep.
And then you have the 6/6 Flyer and the Night Veil Spectre.
And you have a Pack Rat.
Oh, yeah, the Pack Rat strategy, too.
Which also gets you some Devotion going.
And they play one of Erebos.
Do they do Nixos? Okay, they don't do Nixos. So they do 4 Mutavaults, which does have good synergy with Pack Rat, and just offers them another cheap creature anyway. So it's a good deck. And this is actually the deck I lost against round 1 online in the one.
It has a lot of removal that's relevant against your deck.
Yeah, definitely. And is there a Whip of Erebus? Why can't I see it?
This one doesn't have it.
Oh, interesting. Well, the one I played against at least was sideboarding Whip of Erebus, and of course that card's going to be good against, you know, our aggro strategy.
Yeah.
I should probably bring the list up. Where is it? FNM decks. Here it is. Okay, so yeah, these rounds are old, but the list is still the same. 4 Rakdos Cacklers, 4 Fire Drink Crusaders, 4 Burning Tree Emissary, 4 Fire Fist Striker, 4 Gorehouse Chainwalker, 4 Chandra's Phoenix, 4 Shock, Lightning Strike, Chain to the Rocks, and then 2 Boros Charm. And it's got 4 Temple of Triumph, 4 Sacred Foundry, 4 Mutavault, 10 Mountain. And I mean, it's a super. Obviously, it's like a red deck wins. It's pretty much a modified red deck wins. And the white just gives me access to Chain to the Rocks and Boros Charms. And the Chain to the Rocks have been essential online for taking out Master of Waves. So, yeah. And then in round 2 of the last draft video I recorded, the guy played 2 Master of Waves, and I had the 2. I'm glad that I packed 4 Chain to the Rocks, because it panned out hard. Yeah. I mean, they run 4 Master of the Waves, so you have to have multiple answers for the back-to-back ones. I mean, if they ever resolve to, those elementals are just huge.
Yeah, and you can't really deal with them that well.
No, not at all.
Chain to the Rocks.
And I do bring in Electrickery out of sideboard just because you just want that out, you know.
But it only answers 1. If they play a second one, they then are out of the range of Electrickery.
A lot of times I just need that 1 turn. I just need it. And it also kills Judge's Familiar if they're still doing that.
That's true.
And maybe you can get them with their Frostburn Weird if they pump it too far or something. I guess that one's kind of a stretch, but it does kill a Cloudfin Raptor too if they first play it.
Yeah, that's true. Electrickery is not a bad card. I like it.
I guess I just like it against them because you want to be able. You really got to get past that Master of Waves. Master of Waves, if that goes unanswered, is absolutely devastating. So yeah, I really like this list a lot, though. It's been performing well. I still feel pretty good against mono black. I mean, I need to figure out the best ways to bring in Wear and Tear for the Whip of Erebus, and the best way to bring in like Skull Cracks. You know, like what am I taking out against mono black? It's tough to say. I still kind of want the Shocks because I want to kill Pack Rat. You know, but I guess it doesn't deal with Night Veil Spectre, so there is that too.
I would probably cut the Shocks. And I'd also want to bring in a Boros Charm because they play a lot of removal.
True.
So you could cut all 4 Shocks for a Boros Charm and 3 Skullcrack against Mono Black, I think.
What about the Wear and Tear? Should I just not fuss around with the Whip of Erebus? And just hope that the Skullcrack, I'm just holding it at the right time? Dude, that one's always tough for me, too. I feel like you do have to commit on one or the other.
Maybe one Wear Tear, but you don't need 2 against Mono Black. They probably only play 1 Whip anyway.
I still definitely like Wear and Tear a lot. I've gotten it to pay off a little bit online.
It takes out Undercity.
Yeah, that's true.
Underworld Connections.
Yep.
So
and it
guess it does that.
Yeah, and it also takes out Detention Sphere. in a control match, which I kind of like actually, because I mean you don't take Detention Sphere out when you play against this deck, do you? I feel like it's a really important removal spell for you.
Yeah, I think I would leave it in.
Albeit a little bit slow, but
for me it is because you could have 2 or 3 of the same creature at once.
oh, definitely. I mean, it's
So
like all 4 of us.
yeah,
So I feel like it's good, and it forces me to overextend, and then you get to do Supreme Verdict. So sometimes if you ever get like 2 emissaries off of it or something, you got to be feeling pretty good. But I think I still like to bring in at least one Wear and Tear against
I think
control.
maybe Wear and Tear is better than I thought against Mono Black too.
I do like answering Underworld Connections.
Yeah.
You'd think that card would be terrible against me, but since they do have the life gain to offset the Underworld
And the
Connections.
Gray Merchant is such a pain once they get it out. And if
Mhm.
they have one just sitting there, that's an extra 2 life that they're gaining.
And if they do, see, the reason I want to bring in Wear and Tear against them is because if they do the whip into Grey Merchant, it's so brutal. But the fact that that deck's not running, that list we looked at is not running.
That's the #1 list. Let's look at some of the other lists, though.
It's just strange to me because I felt like Whip of Erebus was such an important aspect of this deck for the Grey Merchant. Giving it devotion
I thought it
and then
was like
bringing
a
it back.
1 of at most.
Maybe not.
Because you only really needed to... Yeah, this guy's playing 1 whip.
Okay.
Once you get it, you should start winning.
He's also doing Nykthos too.
As a 1 of though, too.
So he is doing it. He's only doing a couple pack rats, unlike Owen's 4. This looks like fun though. I like the idea of Erebus because once again you're gaining life, so you can sort of offset the greed ability.
I like 2-pack rat more than I like 4.
Owen's all about
4 of
consistency
okay.
sort of stuff. He's a spike player to the
Yeah,
extreme.
you can discard pack rat to pack rat though, so that's not really.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world, definitely.
And he didn't want the whip at all.
Thankfully, pack rat's not really a big deal against my list, just because I pack so much spot removal, and it's usually too slow of an engine to like keep up with the. You pretty much have to block and discard and try and kill a couple things and hope I don't have a burn spell. So it's not. I mean, it's funny that pack rat is constructed playable now.
Well, when one of your other decks in the meta is mono blue, you know, in a mono blue aggro type deck, you can just overwhelm them with a pack rat unanswered.
It's true. Definitely. I like it. I like. How was it against Esper? I guess it's pretty bad because you have Detention Sphere, huh?
Yeah.
So they just probably don't commit to it as much. But the fact that they have Underworld Connections kind of offsets that.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's so good with Underworld Connections.
We were talking the other day at FNM about how good removal is in Standard right now. It's incredibly good. I mean, we can just start going through the list here. It's mostly in this deck anyway. The Devour Flesh has become very popular.
Yeah, it's very good.
Very good card. Blood Baron of Vizkopa out while being a black spell too, so very relevant. Doomblade, definitely huge. Hero's Downfall, Ultimate Price. I mean, we have a lot of instant speed black removal. There's also Far and Away, which you were playing in Esper, right? It's like a 1 of or 2 of even, maybe.
I can't remember. I think it was just a 1 of, but maybe it was 2.
You can probably look. Or were you not running it?
Oh, 1 Far Away. There it is, under the Supreme Verdict.
Oh, okay. No, it says Render Silent.
Below that.
Oh, I see. Okay. So 1 main deck?
Yeah.
And Render Silent was like your tech, right?
It wasn't really tech. It was just like I didn't want to play the same 3 counter spells.
I see. So just opted for a different choice.
Yeah.
Shrivel out of the sideboard. That's a really good idea because this helps it combat both mono white and me as well, killing Satyr and Striker, and maybe that's it main deck, but still can be annoying. They probably just bring it in against mono white though. What else is? Oh, we were talking about removal. We also have Turn and Burn.
Yeah.
Which isn't even played that much right now because blue red's not the most popular color combo.
Yeah. It does take out Blood Baron all by itself though.
I think the thing we noticed was you'd rather just be in blue white, and you'd rather maybe America. I feel like America just wasn't the best option. Like it was obviously better to be in Esper because black has all the really good hard removal like Hero's Downfall, whereas red you pretty much just get turn and burn, and
It's burn, basically, is all you're getting out of red. So you could do Grixis, but really turn all by itself isn't that bad against the Blood Baron either. You know?
yeah, I guess you can do both. And it's nice that burn is actually just a burn spell too, in a pinch.
Yeah, and you can. The best was always turning their one creature while they were attacking with 2, and burning the other creature that you could kill with it.
Yeah, you're right. That was a really good, especially in the Dragon's Maze Limited. It was huge, and
Yeah.
it came up a lot. But yeah, turn burn is an excellent one, but I'm sure there's plenty of removal we're not thinking of. I mean, we still have Detention Sphere, which is technically some removal, not in black, but do you feel like there's more removal now than there is in previous ones?
I think that it's really consistent, but you have to pay a little bit for it.
Yeah, Hero's Downfall is certainly not cheap, but the fact that it's dynamic really adds to it. I mean, adds to it as a removal spell a lot. It's a very important and still expensive removal spell.
It is really good.
Definitely. And you're packing 2 or 4, or what was it? Do you remember?
I feel like it was
only
2,
2,
but I really liked 4.
I feel like you were at 4 and then you went down to 2 for some reason. Maybe you just saw it in the list and
yeah, or maybe it was the other way around, that I was running the Doomblades that were in the list, and then I went up to 4 Heroes Downfall and got rid of it.
Weren't you saying that you were less interested in Doomblade now, especially in our meta, because and especially maybe after this Grand Prix too, where we see all this mono black getting popular. Maybe Doomblade's not the best option at your disposal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really the case of would you rather do Ultimate Price or would you rather do Doomblade, you know?
Yeah, and Ultimate Price is actually better against Mono Black Devotion because you can destroy Desecration Demon.
And Grey Merchant. It's kind of interesting that you can't kill Nightveil Spectre with it, so he's got a little bit of...
But Doomblade can't either.
Neither of them can, you're right. So,
but you do have Heroes Downfall.
Oh, also Golgari Charm as another good removal spell.
That one does -1/-1 to each creature too, right?
Yep.
So
just like Shrivel.
A nice instant speed Shrivel.
Definitely. And the fact that it's anti-enchantment right now is super relevant because we've got stuff like Whip of Erebus. That's, we have all these new enchantment artifact sort of hybrid permanents. And Boon Satyrs played too. So having
Boon Satyr is really good. I still like that card a lot.
I like Boon Satyr a lot too. So I hope that people that enchantment removal starts becoming important. I think Golgari Charm is very popular. Oh, I wanted to talk about one of the lists that I played against in my draft video. I didn't recognize it when I first played it, but we can actually look, because a commenter, who I will give a shout out to as soon as I see the name, I apologize. Let's see. Whenever this wants to load. Interesting.
Was it a commenter within the show or no?
No, it was definitely a comment, and it says there's 2 comments on this video, but
weird.
Doesn't want to let me look at them. It's probably the only time that's happened. That is really interesting. Okay, well,
what did he say?
Never seen that before in my life. He linked to the article.
Oh.
Show more? That is really crazy. I've never seen anything like that. Okay. I guess the guy to give up on it.
A new Gmail window or something.
Let's look at, Conley Woods made the list, and anyway, it was a black-green. I can pretty much name all the cards in it. It was a black-green Reanimator deck. So it was, except it wasn't really Reanimator. It was more like reward you for playing
creatures in your graveyard.
Yeah, and all graveyards. So it was like Jared's, and it was Grizzly Salvage, and you had the Commune with the Gods, which is the new one.
I think Buck played this deck on Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he say he enjoyed it?
I think he did.
And like besides Jared, it had the Night Howler, I believe, which is the guy that might not be his name, but.
Oh yeah, the enchantment guy.
Yep.
Yep.
Where he's, I believe it's both graveyards too. So he's a Lurgoyf, my favorite.
Well, he's like a Lurgoyf. He isn't a Lurgoyf.
Okay. I'm trying to think of some of the other creatures. Oh, Nemesis Immortals, which is a really cool one.
Yeah,
I really
like 4 mana, 10/10 potentially.
Yeah, and when you're slamming it on turn 3, a lot of the time you can just be like, oh, okay, here he is, and then it's just a ton of ramp creatures. It's like Sylvan Caryatid, Voyaging Satyr, Elvish Mystic. So I feel like goes through that really fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's trying to ramp out, but it obviously needs a high creature count because it wants to fill the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a weird situation, but it's nice that the Grizzly Salvage and the Queen with the Gods find the creatures that you're looking for. So then you're just trying to ride out like a Nemesis Immortal.
Yeah, or a Jared. You know, you can
Yeah.
always throw a creature.
Yeah, especially a big Nemesis Immortals.
Mm-hmm.
That would be good. And you don't gain life equal to that, do you? Or
No, I don't think with Jared you do. I think
you
it's
just throw
just
them
your
in.
opponents lose
Yeah.
life equal to it.
I was thinking even Virals could have been put in there, but I don't think it was. But that would have been a cool choice.
Yeah, I think Buck was playing Brawls, but you're
Was
right.
it?
It is a cool choice, I think.
I guess it doesn't work that well with Sylvan Caryatid, but even
No.
paying like 1 mana or 2 mana with Satyr or Mystic is.
Yeah, but you really want to have creatures in your graveyard, so maybe that is
Oh,
the
that's true.
problem.
So it's kind of counter to what you're
Mhm.
trying to do. But I feel like that list could also easily run Desecration Demon, but only because it's in black.
Mm.
I think it's focusing more on. I'm gonna try one more time. Just hoping that waiting a few seconds somehow remedies this strange thing here. No comments yet.
Oh.
After 2 comments. Okay,
Weird.
that is weird. Well, let's look at these top mono blue lists. So second place mono blue. Looks pretty much what you'd expect. A couple Biden of Thasas, so this one's still jamming that. That's
One Jace only.
It's interesting that this makes the main deck. Yep, just 1 Jace. Usually they're running like
They must be
3 or 4.
trying to work off the Biden of Thassa then, instead of the Jace.
Yeah.
So they're running the Cloudfin Judge's Familiar.
I really like the rapid hybridization. I think that's a great card for this deck. Just with all the removal, it's nice to be like, no, I'm gonna get a 3/3 instead or something.
Or
so, it's good against me.
Against mono black, destroy your Desecration Demon, so you can't block my flyers, and I can still get in.
Mm-hmm. And just destroy Reckoners and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all sorts of.
Works well with Cyclonic Rift being overloaded.
Yeah, that's true. Then you don't have to worry about it anymore. But I mean, I definitely like it defensively too, especially since you're, running the Raptor.
Yeah.
So you actually get some surprise value out of
potential
maybe killing your familiar or something like that.
Yeah.
Even killing your Tidebinder Mage maybe. Who knows? But I like the devotion that this generates. You get a lot of value because you got your Frostburners and your Tidebinder Mages. So, which is literally like Grizzly Bear.
Mm-hmm. Most of the time.
But against me, it's super relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Locks down the Fire Fist Striker, so then I really gotta use my burn spells on it. I feel like we have a pretty decent match against this overall. They have the Frostburn Weird, which is really good against us, but I mean, we've got the Fire Fist Striker, and I can still attack into Frostburn Weird with Gorehouse Chainwalker too, which is kind of nice. That's a luxury that Gorehouse has over Ash Zealot.
Mm-hmm.
Still kind of interested in finding a way to get a couple Ash Zealots squeezed in there. I don't know what I want to adjust. But, I mean, I just hear nothing but good things about Ash Zealot, and I haven't really played it yet.
Mm-hmm.
And it just works so well alongside Shocks and Lightning Strikes and stuff like that.
That's true.
So I'm kind of surprised. But Domestication main deck, that's cool. Main deck Domestication, another one on a sideboard. The 4 Gainsays out of sideboard. Really just want to have all the answers in the world, I think, for Esper.
Or mono blue.
Oh, the mirror match.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I was thinking like as a good app for Sphinx's Revelation and Azorius Charm.
It's really good for that too. But I feel like it
definitely in the mirror
really
though.
Great purpose in the mirror.
Definitely, it's everything. And Master of Waves, of course, usually good against us, but we're packing the 4 Chain of the Rocks, so not as big a deal. And if you watch the video second round, I deal with 2 of them, so they're Mustangs here.
Curse of the Swine out of the sideboard too.
Oh, I didn't notice that. That is interesting. So what do you think are they bringing that against like the red-green monsters deck or something?
You could play it against mono black Devotion. Remove your Gray Merchant and your Desecration Demon, give you 2/2 bears.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's probably how he was able to get in the second spot. you know, it's just better sideboard options against mono black because that was clearly the rest of the field.
Yeah, definitely. Let's look at this Naya mid-range deck. Reckoner, Fleeceman Lion, Scavenging Ooze, Soldier, Pantheon, Voice of Resurgence, Boon Satyrs, Chain to the Rocks, Advent to the Worm, Lightning Strike, Selesnya Charms. Ooh, I like 4 Selesnya Charms. It's hot. It's a really good charm right now. Deals with all the gods, which is cool. And then a couple Mizium Mortars, 3 Chandra Pyromaster. Pretty stacked list. Look at that mana base.
Yeah.
It's very clunky looking. But if he's making this work, he does have a lot of good creatures and threats in here. I will say that. One of Scavenging Ooze is kind of interesting, and then one outside, so he just doesn't need that many, I guess.
Curse of Swine is really good against this one, too.
Taking out important creatures like Voice and Fleeceman Lion and Reckoner. Yep.
Or
Like
Advent token.
Yep. They still get the 2/2 from the token, right? Or...
Yeah, but I'd rather they have a 2/2 than a 5/5 Trampler.
Yeah, I agree. So I think that's going to be it for metagame breakdown. We can look for any, I mean, like we said, it's pretty much mono black, mono blue in top 8. Not very exciting. Let's look for some more. Here's a white-red aggro list. So let's see what someone else doing white-red. Oh, this is more of the mono white one.
Yeah.
And this is like Arresters and Banisher Priests. And I feel like we have a...
they're playing Boros Charm as their red.
Electrickery is so awesome in this match. It's funny that they're packing Electrickery too. The mirror match, I'm sure. But it's so good against them because of Soldier, Imposing Sovereign, Militant, Skyjack, Elite, Arrester. It kills like everything. I am kind of happy to see Arrester being played.
I really like it.
Because we wanted to see Detain do something.
It's cool. I really like that ability.
Yeah, it didn't end up doing much though, did it?
No. Sad that a common is the best one. Big Boros, check that one out.
Chandra's Phoenix, Storm Breath is the kill con, and then just a ton of removal.
Anger.
It's got a symbol out of the sideboard. 4 Anger of the Gods, wow, okay.
3 Helix, Shock, Magma Jet.
It's like a cool list.
Yeah. I wonder, I bet this has a terrible matchup against mono black.
Because they
have no removal that hits their creatures. You can Helix or Mortars or Chained is all you have access to.
For like the Desecration Demon?
You can't even, you can only Chain to the Rocks the Desecration Demon, but the Gray Merchants, you know, you can't even kill those with your regular removal.
Yeah.
I guess you can kill their Nightveil Specters at least.
It's a weird list.
Yeah.
It's not what I was expecting.
It looked like it had potential.
It would have a decent match against me, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a bunch of board sweepers, so I have to Boros Charm my way through it. Or try to.
What's
I wonder
that Esper control?
I wonder if this Dustin Ochoa is related to David Ochoa.
2 Blood Baron, 1 Elspeth, 4 Jace.
Yep. So Blood Barons and Elspeth and Jace we've got. Then Detention Spheres, Zori's Charms, Devour Flesh, Dissolve, Doomblade, Hero's Downfall, Sphinx's Revelation, Supreme Verdict, Thought Seizes. Interesting. Okay. Cool looking control list. It looks like it's very tightly made. Very sparse win cons, but big ones. You gotta really play Blood Baron at the right time, and you really gotta play your Elspeth, and because they are literally your win cons. You don't have much beyond that. I would say you'd have a hard time winning with Jace, but it's possible, I guess.
It is difficult, but it is possible.
Yeah, 4 Jace, 4 Supreme Verdict is absolutely good against me.
The good thing about it, though, I guess, is that you can go get your other Jace or your Elspeth off of your Jace, you know, if you want to ultimate. I've ultimated Jace before, and it's cool. You know, it can do some stuff, but generally it's not going to be the win right there.
Yeah, no, I believe that. Good looking list, though. Let's see. Let's look at this red-white aggro. I think this one's a little bit closer to my deck, but this one's going for a Fanatic again. That does seem to be popular. This one's running Ash Zealots, Reckoners, Burning Trees, Chandra's Phoenix, Fanatics, Fire Fist Strikers. Legion Loyalists, 4 of main deck. That's a little bit unique.
First Strike and Trample.
Cacklers, and then Rubble Belt Makas, and it's got Lightning Strikes and Magma Jets, and a couple Mutavaults. I don't like this list as much as mine. It seems a little less consistent. But, yeah, the Rubble Belt Maka, definitely an odd choice.
Especially since it doesn't even generate 2 devotion, you know? I feel like there's just a better option if you're looking for the Blood Rush guy.
Yeah, maybe it's just he's looking for a good attack, like attacking with the Reckoner or something.
Yeah, I guess.
Attacking with the Phoenix,
I mean,
evading
3 damage is a lot for 1 mana. So I will say that. But
they're definitely banking on dealing 5 to 7 at least with their Fanatic whenever they play it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm not as I don't actually really like the Fanatic strategy as much, just because like we've been saying, there's just so much good removal in the format right now that I think it's kind of a lost cause hoping to build a huge board and then, you know, deal a bunch with Fanatic. I think it's too you're too reliant on multiple
definitely
creatures.
a cool card though.
We can't look at this one. It's a premium deck. That's kind of funny. All right. Well, that's
what
pretty
was
much
with that guy's Esper control that they wanted to even know?
286. Yeah, that's weird. I wonder maybe they just randomly picked his. He's doing Aetherling. He's doing Elspeth and Jace. I don't see anything too odd. Merciless Eviction's interesting alongside the Force Supreme Verdict, so quite a bit of board wipes.
And he's playing his 2 Blood Barons sideboard.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they picked this list. Maybe it's the guy. Maybe he's done some stuff. Oh, he took first. Oh, he took. So they pulled up his list because he took first on the 27th.
Oh.
At a standard open. Okay. Looks like he's been playing for a while here.
Looks like he has a lot of good finishes too.
All right, Jake, you ready?
Weird. Harvest.
Weird Harvest, guys. You heard it. Today, our card is Rathy Berserker. I gotta show you the Weird Harvest thing first, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
whoa! Now you
this
get the
card?
context.
Yeah.
The card is weird.
It's definitely a weird card. All right, this is gonna be a fun card this week, folks. All right, the card is actually called Arathi Berserker. However you pronounce the weird AE thing that's on. Eighth, because it's like Aether Rift,
yeah.
so it's
Arathi
Berserker.
Yeah, I guess.
Weird. Definitely weird.
Yeah.
So let's say what the card is first. It's 5 mana, 2/4, 2 and 3 red, 2/4 Rampage 3, and Human Berserker is the new creature type. Before it was just a Berserker.
Kind of sad he's not a giant, to be honest.
Okay, so let's talk about the weird aspects of this card. First of all, the name is lowercase Rathy Berserker on the card. Now, Jake, maybe you want to explain this a little bit? What the hell was going through their
Well,
heads?
it's just a typo, really, is all it amounts to. They couldn't do the AE character at the time of printing, so I don't think they, or like up there they couldn't do it for some reason, because they can do it in the flavor text, you can see.
Yeah, if we read the flavor text, it's Arathi children who show promise are left to survive for a year in the wilderness. Those who return are shown the way of the Berserker. I mean, and then, yeah, like you said, they have the character in that, but they don't have it at the top.
Yeah.
So.
And it kind of makes me wonder if it was like that font they could do it in, but the font for the title is different.
And then they just forgot to do it before they print it. I
Yeah.
mean, that is a huge typographical error.
Yeah, it's a huge typo.
Maybe we want to talk about the picture, because that is also an equally important part of the card. Why don't you describe the picture first?
It looks like I would describe it as like Viking-esque kind of, with his red hair and like handlebar mustache. It's a guy that's got a huge battle axe, bloody gore covered battle axe, with huge pecs, big ol' arms, and crazy abs, and he just looks, I don't know. His face is not necessarily berserk to me, but he definitely looks crazy.
And the artist, illustrator Melissa Benson, you said she drew the original Nightmare.
Yeah, which
What
was
else?
awesome.
What else?
Do like Alpha.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this picture well now.
Yeah, that's like my favorite.
Yeah, it's a great picture.
She also did Shivan Dragon from
The original?
Alpha, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I like that one too. We'll take a look at it here.
It's really sweet.
Yep, Shivan Dragon, very classic. I wonder, is she still doing art for Wizards?
I don't think so. I think she may have come back to help with Time Spiral, but maybe not.
It's a very classic fantasy style,
And
which I
that's
like.
why I think I liked them initially. Like I started playing because it was so fantasy-like in that way. That it was really cool.
It's not as realistic as they seem to make art now.
Yeah, they really want it to be more realistic, definitely.
But I really like that old fantasy sort of picture, that look. It's very cool.
Yeah.
And this Rathy Berserkers, really no exception to that. So
but Lord of Atlantis, the original Lord of Atlantis, was also done by her.
Let's check that out.
And that one's really sweet too.
So she's just got mad rep, huh?
Yeah, she had lots of good ones. That one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. He's wielding the spear. He's got the big hoop earrings. I never noticed that before. He's got like he's got a scarab.
I think it's a horseshoe crab.
Oh wow, okay.
But maybe I'm wrong.
And then he's got
or something.
He's got a very majestic, long.
Regal.
Yeah, very cool fin. And then is that Melissa's little signature in the corner?
That's her signature.
Cool. Okay, it's like I don't know how to describe it. It looks like an M, but there's some other weird shape.
Must be the B of her name. She's trying to get that in there.
I like it.
Yeah.
Good illustrator.
Yeah, she
Melissa
is.
Benson.
She was like my favorite. Maybe Mark Poole too.
Let's get back to Rathy Berserker. So, Rampage 3, Jake, do you want to talk about why Rampage is one of the most worthless abilities?
Because you have to block it with more than one creature before it even takes effect. Sadly.
Why don't you read the Oracle text on it, because it makes me sad.
Whenever this creature becomes blocked, it gets +3/+3 until end of turn for each creature blocking it beyond the first. So, yeah.
Couldn't they have made this guy a bigger threat? You know?
I mean, 4 toughness at the time, I'm sure, was hard to beat. But 3 red mana and 2 colorless for a 2/4 is not efficient by any stretch of the imagination.
Was it a common?
This was a uncommon?
Then I feel like it probably should have even been a 3/4 even at that time.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
they
had
Rampage
vanilla
was good.
4/4.
Who suggested
4/4.
Rampage? I hope that guy was an idiot. Okay,
I think they played it all too safe in the beginning, and as it progresses, you see how it. It's like they were just like, ooh, we don't want to do anything too good. Cumulative upkeep was a keyword ability, you know, like
where they had actual negative keywords.
Yeah, and then the same with Mirage. Phasing generally wasn't good, and the same with they brought back cumulative upkeep, but I feel like they did something else in that block. No, flanking was good. That's right.
Flanking was good.
But
eventually
phasing was like not good.
Yeah, that's true.
And
I like the efficiency of those creatures with phasing though. They did make them very efficient.
They were going in the right direction, but it still wasn't that good.
Yeah.
But then in Tempest, they actually had their first block where there were no negative ability keywords. Actually,
that was the first one where
I think. Well, I mean, not the first. Well, first full block for sure, because Ice Age is the first full block. And they still use cumulative upkeep in alliances.
I feel like there were some examples of Rampage that we talked about. Like, the only time Rampage is good is when the creature has trample, in my opinion. So if this guy had been like a 5-mana 6/1 trample Rampage 3, or even a 5/1 trample Rampage 3, it would have been better.
It's pretty much Rampage needs to say, whenever it's blocked, this creature gains trample, and it gets +3/+3 until end of turn for each creature blocking it beyond the first. Basically, you need to give it trample until end of turn, and give it that +3/+3 for each creature beyond the first.
Yeah, the beyond the first clause really makes no sense, because it's
But you wouldn't want to make all of them have trample, because that's a lot of words to put on it. You just want Rampage to automatically give them trample.
Well, then there was like Bestial Fury, where they at least addressed it, and there was like a way, because this is you get to draw a card at the beginning of the next upkeep, and if enchanted creature attacks and is blocked, it gains trample and gets +4 and +0. So this is essentially better than Rampage. Yeah. I feel like maybe there was a card where, or was there a card where it can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures?
There was Gorilla Berserkers in
That's
Alliances,
okay.
and it's really good.
Yeah, that was the one. I confused my ape cards. All apes look the same to me.
Yeah.
Gorilla
My brother
Berserkers.
used to beat the shit out of me with this card.
Really?
Yeah.
So Gorilla Berserkers, 5 mana, 2/3, trample, rampage 2, and it can't be blocked by fewer than 3 creatures. All right, this card is actually really terrible in retrospect.
Yeah.
But the trample, rampage 2, it was really made it, and the fact that it couldn't be blocked.
But if you block it, it's guaranteed +4/+4, which is what you wanted from your rampage creatures, you know. And yeah, it's actually a worse than a Rathy Berserker when you think about it.
Because it's only a 2/3.
But it at least has trample.
Yeah, I just don't think. I think everybody would just play around Rathy Berserker.
Yeah. But
It's
this
almost,
one at least is like unblockable for the most part, you
Mhm.
know. So it's at least hitting for 2 damage.
And it's got a cool picture because it's like a really angry.
The other one is actually
really angry.
I really like the other one. Let's see if you can find the other art for it.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, just click on the one up there. Yeah. I don't know why I like this one.
They're wearing like hats.
Yeah, helmets.
That's cool. Oh yeah, helmets, and they've got wielding a spear.
Mm-hmm.
Smart. Beneath Serenity may lie a hidden rage.
I think it's because John Madsen turned it in with this like really serene look on the gorillas instead of making them look like berserkers.
That's really funny. And they're like, "Oh, berserkers! Good job on that one."
Nice. You
Chilling
gave us this good one where they're actually raging, and then you give us.
They're just they're taking the day off.
Yeah, these 2 are on guard duty actually.
Okay, so that was Weird Harvest. I hope you enjoyed that. For this week, we'll have another card for you. Any final thoughts on Rathy Berserker?
Cool art.
I mean, we've pretty much been sad about the card from the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, the typographical error feels pretty unacceptable.
Unacceptable is.
It is unacceptable, straight up.
Yeah, it happens, but it is unacceptable.
I mean, this is early, so I guess Legends was that the first expansion, or
the problem is you clearly can make the symbol in your flavor text, so you don't really have a good excuse.
They really don't. It's a total you forgot. Melissa Benson, amazing illustrator. I really like her work. I'm glad that you showed me some of it. So I think she's really good.
Yeah.
I really miss the old card template. Yeah. I think eventually I feel like they're gonna do a set where it kind of goes back to that.
Well, that was Time Spiral Block. They already did that.
They did the old.
Time Shifted.
They did the old template too.
Yeah, the old frame for Time Shifted cards.
Oh well, I hope they do it again.
Yeah.
Because I miss it. It'd be nice to revisit like a lot of these legends if they like updated them. You know what I mean? Brought them back with new names and they were actually good. That would be cool. You know, like see Tobias Andrion again and see
well,
some of those weird.
Yeah,
ones.
they'd have to be like doing a time travel Back to the Future sort of set.
Oh, they do the weirdest. They can do whatever
Cold
they want.
snap.
They can do whatever they want. We established Rampage is
Turdy.
very worthless.
You block it with 1 creature and you feel real good about yourself.
Yeah, especially it's like 2 power. Come on.
Yeah.
And then just
Not even accurate.
weirdo cost, and then yeah, the typographical error. Cool picture. Once again, can't stress that enough. I love the bloody axe look, and it's almost like it looks like the blood's like going over here, but that's actually just part of the
cool.
template. Yeah, it is. It's really cool.
I really like the old templates because they were so clear what they were. You know, now I feel like it's the same kind of image, but just different colors.
Yeah, I know. It makes me sad. It's not as badass as it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
In the old days.
Yeah, the lace background, like for the text box for the white cards, and then I'm trying to think.
What they did for blue and stuff.
Black was like charred parchment, and green was like wood, just broken at the edges.
So cool.
And blue, I think, was just water ripples.
I don't know why they got away from that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, on that note,
yeah,
we'll see you guys later.
Laters.
Have a good one.